No, just get those nominations in. I've sent in a few of mine already.
Yep. So what I'd like to do right now is we're gonna close this out by introducing our first GSF Senior All-Star. He's not a quarterback. He's not a running back. He can catch, but he's not a receiver. He is a 4-star long snapper from the Serra Padres. His name is Michael Pedrotti. And Pedrotti's been working with GSF since he was a sophomore. We have tons of footage of him to show. We'll roll it right now. But I talked to Michael on August 15th, the day after he committed to Brown University. Yes, Sarah's got a long snapper that is going to Brown on a scholarship. And he is our very first GSF Senior All-Star, confirmed. And this is going to be a GSF student athlete profile you're about to see. So I talked to Michael before the season, okay? And we talked about his goals, his team, his commitment to Brown, and just, being a student athlete at Serra. And he kind of talked about some of the things that they do there that I know a lot of people would be interested in knowing. So, all right, Coach Andrew, we'll see you next week. And enjoy this student athlete feature on Michael Pedrotti.
Let's go, Mike. Let's go. Get down.
This year, I think it's my senior year. Any opportunities I'm getting to play, I'm going to take them. So right now, I just learned some D-end. Still got my linebacker stuff down. Just filling in the gaps, getting in rotations maybe at D-end. And then obviously long snapping is going to be a given. So just like getting in on special teams, trying to be a leader in that field, stepping up. Like it's my third year doing special teams, so I should be the one that the younger guys are looking up to for that type of stuff. It's just any chances I'm getting on the field, I'm going to take them this year. So.
Get Sports Focus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. WeightsandBars.com. Build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. Ike's Love and Sandwiches. Championship level sandwiches every single time. South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust. And by Fuel Good, fueling your success. Conveniently located in Santa Clara off Homestead Road. For more info, go to fuelgoodmealprep.com.
And there he is, Michael Pedrotti of the Serra Padres. He is a linebacker and a long snapper and a hero as well.
Right.
I did this short little intro before you got on, and I don't know if I'm going to use it because I kind of revealed the things that we're going to talk about, but it's no secret that you're a baller and you're a special dude and that you just got an offer and that you're headed to college and you guys are about to make history again this year, your high school team. So like I do with everybody else, go ahead and introduce yourself and then we'll go from there.
All right. So my name is Michael Pedrotti. I go to Serra High School in San Mateo. I'm a long snapper, linebacker. This year I'm going to be kind of like a utility guy on defense. We're going to have a bunch of guys on defense playing running back, so I'm going to be filling in all over the place. But long snapping, I just committed to Brown University in Rhode Island. I was a 4-star long snapper. No, 4.5-star long snapper.
4.5.
I was ranked, I think, 45th in the country. And then I committed, so ranking, stars, none of that really matters anymore. Locked in. I get my work in the classroom too. I finished with a 4.11 cumulative GPA the last 3 years. And so obviously working hard in the classroom and, working hard on the field is what I do. So.
Wow. Impressive, Michael. I think I'm gonna hook you up with one of these shirts. FYI, people, I'm not a student anymore, but I like wearing the shirt. We have a lot of them.
I'll wear some. I'll wear it.
Anyways, if you look to this side, right side of the screen, left side of me,
Right side of the screen, I think.
it's over here on my side, on this side. What do you see, Michael?
It's the GSF All-Star games.
It's the draft, not the game yet. Okay. It's the GSF All-Star draft. So we just finished announcing. It's actually published right now on our website. So we're recording right now. This will probably take about a day to put up, but I just want to inform you that you have been selected in the GSF All-Star draft. Number 71, Team Heroes.
Let's go back to the heroes.
Coach Sal Romero selected you, and he got to you before I did.
Which one were you with? The top dog?
So this year I was the first pick. So I was the GSF 5. I've always been GSF 5-star team. Ethan Castle was top dog. Heroes is Coach Romero, and then Coach Andrew is the Axios team, the green team. So we did the draft. It's a little late, but it was a long process. We did it during the summer, on and off. We were all busy. But before we kick off the school year, we want to make sure that we don't forget the 2023 class, because that was a special class. And so we recognized a lot of the 2023 athletes as well. But there's a lot of underclassmen. I think Serra led the entire list with multiple athletes that got drafted. So for those of you, including you, who wants to find out what the draft is all about, if you look at the video that's on the website, that will pretty much explain what the whole thing is about. So it's not players of the year. It's an all-star draft. It's a fantasy draft, and everything is based on draft priority and what kind of team you're putting together. And we built teams from scratch. So it's kind of like, okay, so are you a passing team, running team, defense, offense, whatever? But you're number 71. Not bad.
Not bad. That's pretty high.
That is actually for pretty high. Talk to me about the process of committing to Brown. You got an offer. When did you get the offer, or how did that whole thing come about? How did it find out about you?
So I'm not actually sure how he found me, to be honest, but he sent me, or I think he followed me about January last year. And then I sent him a DM probably like a month later. And then after that, he sent me, this is the special teams coordinator, sending me like virtual junior day. He sent me some like information about like their curriculum, which is, pretty different from most schools around the country. And then, it's kind of like back and forth, like slow back and forth for the next like 6-7 months. And then summer came along. I let him know that I was signed up for the camp out there. I met him actually at the Stanford camp also, because I saw that he was going. I signed up last minute, got in, talked to him a little bit, went out to the camp. I performed really well at the camp. There was like 4 or 5 other long snappers there. But I think what set me apart was they have this whole thing of like play fast. And I was by far like one of the better athletes out there for the whole camp. And so being a long snapper and then showing off like, athleticism like that, I think that's what made me stand out. And then in the following weeks, or after the camp, he actually talked to me a little bit, let me know like, this is what, like, you did great today, like this is what we see in you. We have a long snapper that's going to be a senior when you would be a freshman, kind of like pass the torch. And then it was this whole thing with like the admissions process. So I had to send them all my scores, my class list for next year, all that stuff. And then I think it was 2 weeks ago on Thursday, I got on a call with him. He let me know like I was going to be on a call with the head coach the next morning. And so I got on that next morning. talked to the head coach. He said, like to give you a committable offer. We're excited to have you out here. And then the next day, I took a day, talked to my family, talked to my coaches, and I mean, it was a done deal after that. There's not much better than an Ivy League playing at an Ivy League school. So next day, I think it was the Friday. I'm not sure what day it was. It was Friday. Locked it in, got back on the phone with the head coach, let him know I was in, and then it's just been crazy from there. It hasn't really fully like set in yet. I'm still like processing, like not having to. I don't really have to like do much admissions anymore. I still have to ED to obviously Brown, but no more supplementals, no more like reaching out to colleges, anything like that. So it's kind of nice to, be done with it all and be like have my place that I'm going to. So
Wow.
it's a long story.
As you were talking about that, hey man, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna do the same. I need my
My mouth is getting dry.
let me take a couple of sips.
Okay.
This is not a sponsored segment, but no, I'm not even gonna talk about what I'm drinking. Anyways, as you were talking about that, I don't know why, but it sounded like a transaction, like a business deal.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because going back to when I first met you, when you became part of our 7-on-7 team, I think you were a sophomore or maybe even a freshman going into your sophomore season. There was a handful of guys that played for our team that were like standouts as young athletes. And I remember meeting with the coaches and your name came up, like you were one of the first names that came up. It's like, we like this one. Where's he from? And I was like, I think he's from Serra. Yeah, he's from Serra. And they're like, oh, that's right. And so one of the things about you was like you were super organized when it comes to going about things, and talk about like when opportunity meets preparedness. You were prepared for this, and you didn't even know they were looking at you, right? Like what led up to that point? Like how were you on top of all your, I don't want to say the S word, but how were you on top of all your stuff as a younger athlete, as a freshman, sophomore, coming into your junior year?
Well, I think just definitely from my family, like learning those skills early on, like from my mom, my dad, like kind of being ahead of things, like not letting yourself get like caught off guard by stuff. Like you got to be expecting, things to be coming, and I think just staying relaxed and like trusting the process is mainly how I get through it all. Especially with like school and sports and balancing that, with also like reaching out to coaches and going to camps. It's kind of just like having a routine is what helps me the most. So like this next week, school starting, and then it's gonna be school, football, dinner, bed, like homework, bed. Like I'm gonna get in that routine, and having those things that I kind of like fall back on is how I can get through the tougher parts of being a student athlete in high school.
Well, one of the things too that I know I remember bringing up is like Michael was always on time, and he was always very polite after practice, after tournaments, making sure he says goodbye or say, okay, I'm going now. Is there anything else? And that says a lot about you. I think this talk is going to be really educational. Hopefully, a lot of younger athletes will see this and kind of like, man, I got to be like Michael. I want to be like Mike. No, seriously though, I think that's great. So the stress is over as far as the college stuff, because now you know where you're headed.
Yeah.
And congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be plenty more accolades coming your way. Let's talk about your team. This is a very, very talented team, a scary team. But let's talk about last year first. How was last year for you? What was your role last year? when you were a junior?
Um, well, last year mostly. So obviously, I mean, the defense this year is going to be just absolutely stacked. So last year, obviously, I was still playing behind Danny New and Jabari Man, who are uh, just like insane at what they do. Like those two together is just devastating for any running backs trying to get through. So playing behind those two guys and then having Jojo Latu with me also, kind of having that core four of linebackers. I expected, obviously getting in behind them, but I wasn't expecting in those first three games where it was kind of like we were playing out of our element a little bit in the heat and the cramps started coming. And so me and Jojo were subbing in all the time. So that was kind of unexpected, but I mean, we took advantage of getting in like that. Um, and I think last year was when I kind of took over, like special teams was kind of my thing. I was in on, punt, PAT, kickoff return. Um, and so it was my second year, so I could kind of be more of a leader in that area at least. And so that is also like spilling into this year too. Like I'm in on a majority of the special teams, and so that's kind of my like area. So I'm like trying to get things organized on in that side of the game. Um, and yeah, so last year it's kind of took over as like my job as like the special teams kind of leader.
Nice. And I do remember that game. That was Folsom.
Yeah, and De La
First game
Salle.
of the season. And De La Salle. I remember hearing your linebacker coach, Coach Jeff Thomas. He's a loud dude.
Oh
And
yeah.
very animated sometimes, a lot of times. Great guy. I love hearing his talk on the sideline when he's talking to you guys. And I captured that moment when he was like, "Hey, you guys are gonna have to step up."
Yeah.
Right? Because they took out Jabari and Bay was going in and out, and then Nia was also cramping up. That was the cramp bowl, by the way.
Yeah.
I do
I
remember
mean, they
that.
were
And I think
going two
that's,
ways in the heat like that. I
yeah,
mean, and they made it through like the first two, like three quarters, and then me and Jojo finally like they ran out of gas a little bit at the end. So,
it
but yeah,
just shows how deep this team is and was and still is. It's because those two guys going out and then these two rookies coming in and getting the job done. And it was like that was an important game because it came down to the very last play. And man, that was exciting. I'm looking forward to Saturday's matchup, by the way. And I think it's gonna be nice to see you guys at home against them, your turf.
yeah.
uh,
Hopefully no cramps.
yeah. Well, there's this old saying like if you hang out with three barbers, you're gonna be the fourth one. And I feel like that's kind of like your story, right?
Yeah.
Um, I always tell people like, man, there's some guys at Serra that if they were playing somewhere else, they would be like MVPs of that team. And talk about this team now and how talented it is. And man, there's what like 11 D1 recruits now with
Yeah. I
offers
think we're gonna
and
have like a
counting.
signing day in Sarah history maybe because yeah, we've just got guys. I mean, um coming into this year, we have I think 9 out of the 11 guys returning on defense. Uh, like we've got Teddy Chung, who's going to be a junior, and then 8 guys who are going to be seniors. Maybe more. I think yeah, we've got more because we've got Harrison at the end. Colin and Timo are back. Joe Bay, Marley, Bari, Danny, Jaden Green, Keon. Like, I mean, it's going to be crazy on defense. Tanyella, everyone's going to be getting in. Um, but I think, yeah, like I think we're gonna have about 13, 15 guys signing on both of the signing days. I mean, this team is just there's something special about it. Like you could tell freshman year it was the COVID year, but I mean there's no like real rankings or anything. But I mean, without we had 4 of the best kids in our class moved up to varsity already, and then our freshman team was still dominating pretty much every single game. And I think this class has just kind of had that that attitude coming in freshman year, like this is our team, like we're gonna run this league when we're seniors, and so we've kind of carried that on and learned from the guys above us, and especially last year, like we had really great leadership, and I think that's going to carry on this year, especially with guys who have been around for their entire high school careers on varsity. So it's cool to see those guys finally like fully step into like being a senior leader. So I think we'll be all right this year.
So let's list them out. Starting with the QB, you got Smith, Cole Harrison, Jaden Green, Marley, Jabari, Danny, you, Timo, Keon. Are we forgetting somebody?
Did you say
I
Jay
know we're
Green?
forgetting somebody. Oh, the big dude, the lineman.
John?
John.
John?
That's 10.
Did you say Jay Green yet?
I said Jay Green.
I know we're forgetting people.
Oh, maybe there's 10 right now.
There's probably 10 right now. Yeah. But I think a couple more guys will. Kind of like
Yeah.
how Joey Villaroman and Jay Webb were last year, like on the second signing day.
Yeah.
I think we'll get some more
Well,
guys.
I could see Chung
Yeah. But
getting
he
one
wasn't signing.
midway of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot Joseph Bay, 11.
Yeah.
How did we forget that?
And then Jojo Latu also. I think he's got a chance to get one. Timo's going. Do we say
And
Colin?
there's one, Colin. Yes, I was
Yeah.
going to say Colin. I talked to Colin the other day. I did an interview with him, and that one is for a feature, but I was totally impressed. I'm like, man, you shouldn't be shy because
Yeah.
you're very intelligent. You have some really good things to say, and he kind of we struggled scheduling that interview for a feature, but that's 11, and that
Yeah.
it
And then
yeah.
maybe
And
Brooks,
then you
who I
have
know he's
Barrett
not in
too.
schools. Trimmer. He's
Trimmer,
talking schools.
yes.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a lot
yeah,
of guys
Colin,
sitting.
Colin might not even go for football. He might go for rugby. Like
Yeah.
that's what he's been talking to me about a little bit. So
Well, I remember there was a talk that there was a podcast we recorded a couple of years ago, and I said that when you were a sophomore, that class, by the time all those guys leave, including you guys and the guys last year, there would be like 26 total.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do it. We usually do it like I think we had 3 guys last year on the first one. And
Yeah.
they're on like a little podium out there.
Yeah.
How they're gonna do it with like 11 guys? They're gonna have to
They got to roll out the bleachers, and they got to put you guys in the middle of the gym,
yeah.
and there's going to be live streams and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So just for fun, we're going to do this, okay? Just for fun.
All
Pretend
right.
you haven't committed yet, and that you're going to commit right here.
All right.
How would you have done it?
Like if I was on the phone right now,
Yeah.
oh God, I was like,
How did it go? How did the whole thing like
I actually have it
go?
recorded. It's on my dad's phone, but like I think I was like,
Were you
he's
nervous?
yeah, I was sweating. I was so nervous. But I got on the phone. Well, the night before I told my dad, I was like, I'm gonna commit tomorrow morning. Like I'm gonna send the text right now. So I knew I was gonna commit on the phone. I told the guy I was gonna commit too. So they knew I was committing. I knew I was committing. And then I think I was just like, oh, like thank you so much for the opportunity, coach. Like, can't wait to get out there. Like, I'm super pumped to be a part of this. Like, I'd love to commit to Brown University. And then he said kind of like the same thing back, where he was like we can't wait to have you out here. Like, we're super excited from what we saw. Um, he said like keep your grades up, A's and B's. And then I was like, thank you so much, coach. Like this is incredible. I think I said something like this is a dream come true. So it's obviously like I was super grateful to have the opportunity, and it was a lot of just like thank you. Like
Nice.
so.
That's awesome. Well, one thing that I know maybe a lot of people don't even know is that Michael can catch.
Oh yeah, my 7 on clips.
That's the secret weapon right there.
Sorry. we got some plays this year.
So is there a play where you snap the ball and then you go out for a pass? I mean, I don't know. I'm just wondering.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. You're just gonna have to see.
Man, it's gonna be exciting. So with all the accolades that you've accomplished and all these things coming you guys' way and your way personally, who are the people that have made an impact in your life that you want to mention and give a shout out to? You have plenty of time, man. Go for it.
All right. Well, obviously, my mom and dad, they've gone all summer, gone out of their way to get me to all these camps, signing me up, and obviously it's like a huge time commitment. And I'm obviously super grateful for that. And especially my dad, who's kind of been like over my shoulder for all this. Like he was more nervous than I was at some points. Like, but obviously, like seeing that he cares so much is super important to me. And I think it's amazing that I have like such a great family to back me up. Like my mom, dad, brother, and sister, they've all been behind me through all of it. So obviously, my close family, and then grandparents too. Getting the news. I think my parents let some of my family know, but I was getting texts from my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, um, and even like some of my like family friends, my dad's friends. Um, they all everyone kind of like in our bubble has come to support me, which is amazing. And I think knowing that I have like all these people that I like can reach out to or talk to if I need anything, just is amazing to have. And then obviously the Serra coaches, Coach Thomas, Coach Tees, Coach Walsh, those guys, every day, like they don't make it seem like a chore to be out there. They're always making it super fun, and then doing their role however they can, help me out with like social media stuff or help me out with any advice I need. Especially Coach Walsh, when I let him know like I think the offer's coming, like I just got on the phone with him. He was like, "That's incredible. Like, give me his phone number. I'm texting him right now." I was like I wasn't expecting that. So like he would go out of his way to make sure like what I wanted to do, he was gonna help me however he could. And then I think it's also more than just football coaches. I've had great basketball coaches, baseball coaches, just learning skills to help me be like a more of a competitor, like wanting to win these games, giving my best efforts. So Coach Sue, if you're watching this, like he's played a huge role in just like my mentality as an athlete. And then also my teachers, especially the Serra teachers, they kind of understand like the sports aspect of everything. It's an all boys school, so obviously a lot of the student body is playing sports, but they're super interested, always asking like how the game go, whatever. And if I need any extra time on homework because I've been out all night at an away game or something like that, they're always supportive about that stuff. So I think it's just this whole community with my family and Serra and just sports overall that we've built, and obviously like my teammates, whether it's Serra or whether it's 7-on or basketball, all those guys. It's fun getting out there, like having competitors who I can like look up to and try and like match my skill to and push me to be the best athlete I can. And then obviously the 7-on-7 coaches too, Coach Sal, Alf, all those guys every summer, every spring, getting me out there and letting me participate, even though like I'm not even a receiver, but they saw something in me that was getting me out there, and I like to thank you guys for that too. So thank you.
That was we love having you and the rest of the guys. I know Bo, Junior, and Luke I've talked to so far, and we have this event at the end of the season, at the end of the year. It's the actual game, the GSF Junior All-Star game, and I would like to personally invite you to be part of that. You don't have to say yes or no right now, but it's definitely going to be an event. You're a senior. You've always been part of the GSF universe, and you're a GSF All-Star draft guy with the heroes, and I think it'd be cool to have you be part of the heroes with Luke.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be there,
the
and
last
so
guy.
we will have more details on that. But I just want to mention that to you right now, and before the season starts, and I think it's gonna be an exciting year. Definitely gonna be an exciting year. Is there anything important that we haven't talked about? I'm just wondering.
I don't think so. What you got
Oh,
anything?
I just remembered something. So, I mean, I know you enough that I think I can ask you this question, and I don't know, you can reveal as much as you want. Your schedule as a football player at Serra, what is it like? I know you guys do a lot more than practice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you guys do. So kind of if you could share give us a rundown of like from morning to evening.
All right. Well, depends. Like in season, it's wake up, go to school. Uh, School ends at 2:30. Football starts at 3. And on a regular day, we're going 3 to 3:45 lift. 4 o'clock to 6, 7, like around then. Like a 2 to 3 hour practice. And then we're done. But the day before games, we'll do a chapel. So after practice, we get out, put all our stuff away, head into the school's chapel. And it's usually led by Father Joe or Coach Peralta, who are kind of like the team's spiritual like leaders. And they start us off with a prayer. And we always have a song every week. That's kind of like the theme for that week. So we'll have a song, a group of seniors. Actually, I think, yeah, a group of everyone. So it's like a group of like 8 guys each week go up and they have a quote that they share. Then they talk about that quote. And then Coach Walsh will go up, kind of give us how he's feeling going into the game. And then after that, it's like an open floor where anyone who, saw something amazing this week, they can go up and talk. Or maybe it's someone who's like struggling with like something personal in their life, they can go up and talk. And that's something that you kind of have to be a Serra student to like fully understand like the importance of that. But that's something that's unique to Serra. And then also there's always food before games. Like we always do like a team meal right before the games. But then there's also extra stuff that is kind of like off the radar. Like today there's like a mom's day thing where all the moms are going in. We get like, I think we have a Under Armour rep coming today. He's selling like exclusive like Under Armour merch, Serra merch that you can only get today. And then there's stuff with our families too. Like I know last night there was like a parents' dinner at like the new building at Serra. So like all the coaches go, all the parents go, and you can kind of talk. Like I know my parents talk to like my position coaches, but then also talking with like I know like my parents were talking with like Eli Shamia's parents, and it's just like all the parents kind of can get to know each other there, and it just extends that idea of like the family at Serra. And I'm trying to think of another event. But I mean, we got the track test, which you guys see with the GSF videos, but yeah, there's little things kind of all over the place that pop up. Like we'll do like a team dinner night at someone's house. They host like the whole team, and it kind of just comes up like spontaneously each year. So this year I'm sure we'll have some events that I don't even know yet that are coming, but
So this is the theme is, from what I heard, the theme is family, right? Ohana.
yeah, Ohana. That's like I think that's just this year. That's the word he started using. But it's always kind of been there. I think Ohana is just the first time he's like labeling it as something. Yeah, but then I've heard there's rumors that Coach Thomas actually does something with his seniors each year where he like has a barbecue at his house, and all the seniors show up. So that'll be fun. It'll be just that group of four of us. So it'll be me, JoJo, Danny, and Jabari.
Nice.
I think at a barbecue at Coach Thomas's house this year. So,
Count me in for that. I'll bring
hey,
the camera.
we'll let you know. Bring some barbecue also.
There you go. There you go. Man, that's awesome. And I mean, you didn't mention the film review. How much film?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
from
more
what I
summer.
heard. Go ahead.
Yeah, so during the summer, it's more offense usually, but Coach Bell will start. We usually start practice at 3:45. He'll get his offensive guys in at 2:30. Um, he'll go in. He gets a classroom. He has a projector up. He goes over the day before his practice, maybe some game film from last year, and then on some days he'll do or last year he did at least. I haven't been going to the offense ones this year, but last year I know he would do like a test, and he would draw up a little field, and he'd say, "Hey, J Webb, come up, draw, stick nod, whatever." Like, I don't know the offensive plays, but he'd say an offensive play, and you have to draw the four routes, and for each of the four routes that he missed, I think it was 5 up downs maybe, and so it was like kind of intense. Like he would call someone's name, they'd have to go up, draw each route, and everyone they messed up is 5 up downs for the whole team. So I know he does stuff like that to make sure guys are getting in their playbooks and uh prepared for when the game comes, and so they're not caught off guard. Um yeah, so I'm assuming he did stuff like that this year too, but I haven't been going to the offensive ones much. So
Wow, that's
and
incredible,
even
man.
even in school, they'll do like during lunch, sometimes they'll call guys in for film. Um so yeah, like it's all the time.
So this is as close to a college schedule probably as you could get. I mean,
Yeah.
I know college is going to be like double down, but it sounded really busy. Like it sounded really packed.
Yeah.
When I'm hearing things like, "What you guys did? What?"
Yeah. I mean, they're always finding ways to make it like faster. I know that they've started adding like we don't get like water breaks where we're like taking off our helmet, walking over to the fountain. I think that was taking too long. So now they literally have like the Gatorade, like the six like holder thing. They put those in like all the corners, each station where like guys are at. So that, like instead of having to walk over the fountain, take off your helmet, it's like instead of like a 5 minute break, we've got all the injured guys walking around with bottles, walking around on crutches with like bottles in a backpack, like and so instead of having to like take actual break, guys are just getting water like while they're listening to coach, like walk and talk. We've just got water walking around the whole time and saving like 15 minutes off practice every day. So
Nice.
any
No,
way they can find efficiency, I mean, they're gonna find it.
yeah, if you guys want to see well, I don't want to invite everybody, but from what I've seen, you guys' practice is probably one of the best out there. Super organized. There's always coaching going on.
Yeah.
Always coaching and learning going on. So, but all right, we're getting ready to close this out. Going back to the COVID year, Michael, you were a freshman. What kind of struggles did you go through, if you had any? But what did you learn from that point forward up to now? Like what maybe like 2 or 3 lessons that you've learned along the way that has helped you?
Yeah. Trying to think of 3 good ones. Well, I think obviously from like the get-go at Serra, I was with Coach P, who was I think he was new. I think it was his first year coaching when I was a freshman, and doing workouts from literally the summer before my freshman year all the way till I don't think we started playing till like February or January. So I was practicing like that whole time. Um, Coach P was running most of it, and kind of getting out there with like the team. It was my first time meeting a lot of the guys, but like the main lesson I think I learned from that period was like the dedication to Serra football and the commitment level and understanding like playing playing sports in high school isn't just like, at Serra at least, it's not just something else you do on the side. Like, it's a big part of your life. And I understood that from my freshman year, getting out there every day, full pads. Freshmen always wear full pads, and learning like I'm at the bottom of this totem pole, but each year, like I'm gonna earn more and more respect in this program. And as long as I stay dedicated to my teammates and my coaches and my team, like great things happen. And we saw that with that freshman year, the varsity team. We couldn't go to many of the, like we couldn't go to really any of the games, but that was like a legendary team. I think if there was playoffs and CCS that year, they could have taken it all the way. That team was something else. And so seeing that as a freshman through COVID, it taught me kind of like buying into this program, and buying into just like something else bigger than you is always important. So that's a huge lesson I learned that year. And then I think kind of like my sophomore year, I was on scout all the time. And so coming out of school every day, so I got pulled up for long snapping, but they had me going in at linebacker and all that stuff. So going against, Azo, Elu, Dub, like incredible linemen as a freshman every day, like, it's tough at times coming out of like a long day of school, getting on my pads and knowing like I'm about to go against the biggest guys at school right now. Like you can kind of start getting down on yourself, but having like my teammates there, and kind of learning like that this is all a part of the process at Serra, especially, and kind of playing your role with like the bottom of the fire is what we call it. And playing that role of like a scout guy, that taught me like not just to give up on things just because they're getting hard, and sticking with it. And obviously sticking with it paid off big times because I'm on to the next level now. So we're gonna be on to the next level after this season. So sticking with it even when it's hard, no matter what it is, like that was a huge lesson I learned that sophomore year.
Nice. Well, man, I'm super excited for you, your family, and your teammates. It's gonna be fun watching you guys. So I'll see you in a few days.
Oh yeah.
And thank you for making the time, man.
Yeah, no problem.